Tonight on Living by Design, Kathy Holloway Hill sits down with singing sensation Victor Solomon. Living by Design with host Kathy Holloway Hill. Kathy is a strong, powerful voice. She entertains, informs, and inspires her audiences everywhere she goes.
Kathy Holloway Hill, and welcome to another empowering episode of the Living by Design show. I have an incredible guest today. For all of you The Voice fans, I have The Voice, actually, who just recently finished The Voice with the finale, Mr. Victor Solomon. And I'm so excited to have Victor on the show. Victor, welcome to Living by Design.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that introduction. Thank you for having me. I'm really, really excited to be here and grateful. Thank you.
You are very welcome, sir. And, you know, there are so many different sides to you, Victor.
Yes.
From the moment I saw you sing, although the judges couldn't see you, but from the moment I saw you walk out and I heard that first note of glory.
Wow.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be.
I was ready. I'm very spiritual, so I was already ready. I was getting ready to praise him, and you didn't disappoint because I did praise him in my living room.
Good.
So let's just kind of go back, Victor, and talk a little bit about. I know you were raised in church because that was clearly stated in multiple interviews on the show. So when you were in church and you were raised in church, is it something that you enjoyed, or is it something that, you know, you were kind of, you know, how your parents kind of like push you up there and say, go do it, you know, type of thing?
You know, church was always something that I enjoyed. I believe that when we were going to church as a kid, and being raised in the churches, it was my life, and it was kind of all I knew at the time, and I learned to love it. And I took pride in going to church, and especially being able to sing in church. It was always fun, especially when you have other people your age and a youth in the church as well that made it fun and things like that. So it always made it enjoyable to go to church as a kid.
Yes, absolutely. And I can tell your mother is so proud of you, and she very well should be.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you know, I'm sure she was your biggest fan growing up, but you have millions of fans now. So, and I am one of them.
Thank you.
So when did you decide that you wanted to take your singing to the next level, to the professional level?
You know, I want to say it was around the time when I was in middle school, and I started to realize that I loved to sing, and not only just how it made me feel, but how it made other people feel as well. You know, the feedback that I got from singing my first solos and things like that. And as I mentioned on the show, winning a talent show, my 8th grade talent show by singing Ordinary People, you know, it was just something that felt really good. And I love the preparation. I loved the climax of the performances, and I loved the aftermath of the performances as well. And I said, you know, I'm in church, you know, obviously people are telling me I can sing, and I love to sing. This is something that I really want to do for the rest of my life. And, you know, God is making a way. So I'm really excited. And that's mad.
Absolutely. Now, you had already decided that you were going to sing a John Legend song. Because if you sung Ordinary People in the 8th grade, I'm sure clearly he was one of your mentors or someone you looked up to or admired.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea? Well, I'm sure you were hoping that he would turn, but when he did turn, did you have any idea that when you told him about that story in the 8th grade, that he was going to sing Ordinary People with you?
Absolutely no idea. I mean, when that happened, I was like, you can see my reaction on the screen. Like, I was like, what? Like, excuse me, we about
You
to
said
do
that
that
exact
together?
thing.
Like, he said, yeah. I said, well, like, he said, he asked for the mic. I'm like, wait, we about to sing this joint together? Man, you know, it was incredible. It was an incredible experience. And, you know, that is one of the highlights of my time on The Voice. You know, John just coming out of nowhere and singing that song. And I'm like, thank God I've sung the song a million times. I won't forget the words. I won't forget, you know, how I sing it.
Yes.
So it was cool and I was ready. But it was a great experience and a great surprise as well.
When he said, you sung it better than me, glory. And then, well, I know how you feel.
Yeah.
But when he said, you sung it better than me, and then when you guys sung Ordinary People, he was kind of ready to stop because he felt like, oh, okay, you're doing it again. You're doing it better than me. Did you pick up on that?
You know, it was actually, you know, what they showed. They only showed a small amount of what we actually sang together. We actually sang the verse and the chorus together. So it was actually fun. It was just going back and I didn't pick up on, you know, the whole better than me thing. I was just up there and I was having a great time and I was really in the moment. And that's all I could really focus on is I'm singing with John Legend right now. And I couldn't fold under pressure. I couldn't, you know, crumble. I had to make sure that I stayed true to who I am as an artist. And, you know, just come with it as well. So.
And that's what makes you a professional.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You know, never let them see you sweat. You're cool under fire.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
That was magnificent. Now, after the show, have you been keeping in touch with John, or has he reached out to you to collaborate or anything like that?
Well, so he hasn't reached out to me to collaborate, but we are still in touch. I definitely wanted to make sure that I reached out to him after the show was over and I thanked him for everything and also initiated a conversation asking him, you know, if we could keep a line of communication open for the future and things like that. And he was definitely open to it. So I'm really excited about my future and our future relationship as well. So yes, we still keep in touch.
Well, that's wonderful. And I think John Legend is an incredible individual. You know, I think he's humble. And that's the sense that I get, that, you know, he's a very humble, down to earth person.
Yes, he is. He was very, very cool and very, like you said, humble on the show. And that's what I appreciated about him. You know, he was also very professional as well. And, you know, it's always something to grow up and look up to these people and, you know, they're celebrities, right? And then sometimes when you meet them, they aren't who they portray themselves to be on television or on social media. But with John Legend, you know, you get the whole package. He's a nice person. And as a coach on the show as well, he was very invested. It seemed like sometimes other coaches were just doing it for the show, but he was really invested in me as an artist. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is very cool. I've always loved John Legend, and now I don't like to compare people, but it's going to really be kind of hard not to compare you with John Legend because you guys sound so much alike.
Yeah, get that all the time.
Yeah, it was incredible. But Victor, I'm enjoying this conversation tremendously. So we're going to have to take one quick break, and we're going to be right back with more of the incredible Victor Solomon. Welcome back to Living by Design. I'm Kathy Holloway Hill, and we are here with Mr. Victor Solomon, who made it to the finale on The Voice recently. And I'm sure he is so happy to be relaxed and back home with his family and his loved ones. And so, Victor, after the show was over, how long did you have to stay? You were in LA, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How long did you have to stay before you were able to come back home?
You know, actually, we left the next day, the next morning. We headed back home the next morning. That night, you know, just was able to, gather my thoughts and stuff like that. But we did have to pack up and, leave the next day.
Now, how difficult was that for you? Because, typically when and I'm sure it was a protected environment, like kind of like a bubble with COVID and everything. So did you make any special friends, people that you were close to on the show?
Yes, definitely. So many people. Even I believe that the whole season is really just a big family. Like, I do have people that I'm more closer to, but I love everyone. And, even when we first got there for the blind auditions, after we got out of quarantine, we had to quarantine for specific reasons from traveling. But after we got out and, we met everyone and started to reach out to people and just make really great connections. And, I made some really good friends that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. Shout out to Cam Anthony. He's like a brother to me. Dion, he was also my battle partner. And Denisha Dalton, Pia Renee, Dana. Those, just to name a few, Riley, Anna, Grace. Those are some of my really close friends on the shows.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to interview Cam. I did a radio show that evolved into this TV show, obviously. And I interviewed Cam when he was 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. He was just a YouTube sensation at the time. And I think he had been singing since he was 10.
Yeah, been singing for a minute. So, he's been singing for a while.
Yes, yep. And then he won a competition on the
Apollo.
Showtime at the Apollo. Yeah. So when I was very kind of surprised when I saw him on The Voice, because I was thinking, why would he do that? But I know he said he wanted a fresh start and all, and I get that. So, with that being said, I have wondered, and, if it's anything you don't feel comfortable answering, that's fine. But what is the process when you try out for The Voice? Do you have to sign a contract before you can sing in the blinds?
Yes, because for, going out to LA, is just once you've made it to LA, you're kind of like with the show by that point. So you have to, obviously sign certain agreements and things like that. But the audition process is actually a very smooth process. Well, my process was very smooth. It started about a year ago, actually, a little over a year ago, last year. And, it was a great experience. And, the whole time I was just really thinking to myself, like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe they actually keep moving me to the next round. Like, I'm actually, like, I could really be on the show. And it was just a fun experience. And I'm really, really grateful to have been a part of it.
Well, I'm kind of glad you kept getting moved to the next level, too, because if you hadn't moved you to the next level, I would probably be buying a new television set right now. Yeah, because I probably would have tore up my TV if they had said, you better pick Victor. So as far as when you were selected to come to the blinds, did you have to send in a video audition tape? Or,
yes.
Okay, you did. Okay.
Yeah, so how it, the initial process, it started with, someone reaching out to me and, telling me that, we would like for you to audition for the show. We think you will do really good on this season. And I was like I thought it was a scam at first. I'm like, excuse me, y'all reaching out to me now. But that was really cool. That was something that I really appreciated. And yes, we had to send in some audition tapes because everything was virtual until we went out to LA. So did have to send in a few auditions. Yes.
Okay. So what were some of the songs that you sung in your audition tapes?
Yeah. So I did Glory in my audition. And I think that was kind of like I think that was the one that did it for me. Off like from the beginning, from the jump, they were just like the feedback that I got from my casting producer. He was just like, everyone is floored by this audition. And, it seemed like it's going to work out in your favor, in the future. But that was one I did. And I did Georgia on My Mind by Ray Charles.
Georgia, Georgia, whole day.
And I also did "How Deep Is Your Love" by the PJ Morton and Yubba version. So a lot of soulful, soulful
I
R&B
would have
songs.
loved
So
to have heard that. Lord,
yes,
is that on YouTube?
it's not on YouTube. I do have Georgia on my mind. I think someone put that on. They took it from my Instagram and put it on YouTube, which is totally fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. But that is on there. I haven't uploaded my "How Deep Is Your Love" video yet, but I will. So
Awesome. That is incredible. So now I know you've gotten this question a million times. How did it feel when you never once had to be saved? You never once got voted off by America where you had to do the sing-off thing. How did that feel? America chose you first. You were
wow,
John's team.
that was incredible. Every week, God was really. It was a great experience, and even just being in the moment, I'm like, wow, like America is really actually voting for me. And in that time prior to the lives, I was like, I felt like I would have to, conform to the audience of The Voice to make it far, and I didn't. And I was appreciative of my coach, John Legend, of choosing and helping me choose songs that would best fit my voice and things like that. Yes. So, it was great to have America choose me every week. And, yeah, it was just a blessing. God he's really been with me through every step of the way, which is something that he told me he would do prior to even auditioning for the show. So it just made everything come together.
Well, I want you to know, sir, not only was I in your corner, but I stayed up late throughout the night, calling people, telling them to vote, vote online, vote via text, however you need to vote for Victor.
Thank you.
Of course, absolutely. We're going to take another quick break, Mr. Victor Solomon, and we will be right back with more. Stay tuned.
When you feel it in your body, you found somebody who makes you change your ways like hanging with your crew. You said you act like you're ready, but you don't really know. And everything in your past, you wanna let it go.
Welcome back. We are still here with Mr. Victor Solomon. And Victor, we're just going to pick right up prior to the break. And I want to talk to you now about your future. So what is in the future for Mr. Victor Solomon? What do you plan to do now? Do you plan to keep going? Are you going to take a break? Are you going to pursue music? And if so, are you going to stay in the R&B genre? Are you going to return to your roots and try for gospel? What?
Yeah, so thank you for that question. Great things are in store, and I'm really, really excited for my future right now. There are a lot of things that I am working on right now, all at the same time. And yes, we have music coming, we have shows coming, we have events and performances coming. It's going to be incredible. I'm really excited. A lot of people, have been reaching out, to get me in their cities and things like that. So that's coming. And, like I said, we're working on music, we're working on a project. For me, I am going to always do music. I'm not going to take a break until I'm done with it. And I probably won't ever be done with it. Because I do appreciate, music evolution and, how I could, transform as an artist with my age. So I'm really excited about that. And I do plan on staying gospel. I do also, plan on, going a little more into inspirational music as well and writing love songs, singing love songs as well. I do believe that God honors true love. And yeah, I'm really excited about my musical journey. So.
Well, I have to say, I've been watching The Voice for a long time, and you are absolutely my favorite contestant of all 20 seasons.
Wow, thank you so much. Wow, that means a lot. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And the reason for that, well, one, the obvious reason is because you can sing. And the next reason is because you're so anointed when you sing. It doesn't really matter
Thank you.
because you did sing R&B and you did sing gospel on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, I got to talk about that pink suit. Okay.
Let's talk about it. I love the pink suit.
Yeah, let's talk about that pink suit. I was trying to listen to the song I Wish, but that pink suit was getting in the way.
It was poking out.
Look, I know you're spoken for. I am not trying to, Mrs. Victor Solomon in the future Mrs. Victor Solomon. I am just admiring whoever dressed your man in that pink suit. Who did that?
I did have a stylist on the show, and she did a really great job of my pieces for the live shows, and I was really excited going back into it. So when I saw that pink suit, I'm like, okay, we need some. They wanted color for that because obviously you saw that my lights were black and white, so they wanted a pop of color, and the pink suit did it. So.
Well, that wasn't a pop; that was an explosion.
Yes, ma'am.
That was incredible. That was absolutely and an incredible performance to go with it.
Thank you. I had so much fun up there. That was one of my I actually loved that performance. It was the first live episode, the first live show. So it was really high energy, and I'm glad that John chose that song for me. So.
And we'll go back to the battles. Mm-hmm. And when John told you, Victor, you got to move, you got to dance, or whatever. Yes. Did you grow up Pentecostal?
I did. Yes.
Okay, so and I was thinking that, and I said, wait a minute, John. Okay, if you grew up Pentecostal, you can't tell us we got to dance because we know how to dance now.
Right, you know how to dance.
we know how to do the whole dance.
Exactly. So that's crazy because at that time when he was telling me, I'm like, Coach, you have no idea. Like when he was telling us, we have to add that stage presence and the confidence. I'm like, yes, sir. Like that's gonna come, and I couldn't wait to do it. So, he was pretty shocked. But a lot of people, like if you ask anyone at my school, like sometimes when I would perform certain songs, I would definitely, add some moves to it. So it was probably a shocker to him, but I already knew what was coming.
Well, maybe it's just because I'm your biggest fan, or one of you. No, I'm not the biggest fan. Your mom, then your Beyonce or your girlfriend. They're the top two. But I'm probably really close up there. But the battle round, my God.
Wow.
You got it bad.
Yes.
It slayed. You slayed. Your partner slayed. It was crazy.
Thank you.
Who came up with those synchronized moves?
So actually, I did. And, I was like, okay, John had already told us that he wanted stage presence. And, going into the battle, me and Dion, we weren't thinking it was a competition. Although it is a competition, we weren't, that's not the mindset we had. We went in there going like, we want to be the best battle that this show has ever seen. We wanted to be historical, so it wasn't about competition. So when he said, let's add the moves, the stage presence, I'm like, let's do it. Like, I'm already going to bring what I can bring to the table. But, as a collective, we need to do some stuff together. So on that part where we did the point and the thing right there, that was like, I came up with that move and I was just like, man. And once we did it, the first time we did it, we said, yes, this is going to be fire. And it was a great performance. So.
Excellent. Okay, so now, Victor, I want to talk about how your fans can keep up with you and follow you. Do you have social media or a website, or do you have any type of, and I'm sure you do, you have any type of way where people can, a YouTube thing or your YouTube names, YouTube videos, how can your fans find you and keep up with you with everything that you may have coming down the pike?
Yeah, so if you ever want to search me, just search Victor Solomon on YouTube, Apple Music, all of that. I do have a single that I released prior to the show. Right before, actually, I went out to LA, I released my first single. It's called You Are. So you can find that on all music platforms. And if you want to follow me, I do have Instagram. That is at _Victor Solo, and on Twitter at Victor Solo _43. Working on a website right now. Do have a YouTube channel as well under Victor Solomon. And, just stay tuned because there are a lot of things coming this year, this summer. So it's going to be really cool.
Well, I am so happy for you, young man. I am just, beaming with joy. And I know your mom and all your family and everyone who loves you is beaming with joy. And I'm so proud of you. From the moment you walked out, I knew you were special and you did not disappoint because you are. And actually, that's the name of the song you made. You are.
Yes, you are.
And so I know I'm going to be looking for that song. And I want everyone, all my listeners, no matter where you're listening in from, all over the globe, because I want you to also go to my Living by Design YouTube channel and subscribe, because I'm going to have all of Victor's things on my YouTube channel. I'm going to have him plastered all over my social media. So if you can't find him in his name, you can look for my name. Victor, we thank you so much for spending this time with us, talking to our viewers. We love you, sir, and we know you're going to have a fabulous career. And thank you so much. We also thank you for joining us for this episode of Living by Design, and we'll see you same time next week for another empowering episode. Good night, everyone.